Teenage drinking in Scotland has dropped dramatically in almost a generation. According to research led by the University of St Andrews, the number of 15-year-olds drinking alcohol on a weekly basis in 2002 was 41%. But according to the World Health Organization, that figure has now dropped to 11% of girls and 14% of boys. And a third of Scottish girls and boys had been drunk more than once in their lifetime, down from around 50% previously. Sharon Donaldson has more.
Educating teenagers on the dangers of alcohol. Experts say that in the early 2000s, underage drinking was part of youth culture. But now there's been a shift in attitudes.
Over the period that we've been doing the research, there's been a lot of changes at policy level in terms of increases on alcohol pricing and restrictions on access to alcohol for young people, restrictions on advertising and marketing and on drinks promotions. And they're all really important initiatives which seem to be having an impact.
Today, more teenagers are saying no to alcohol. But why? These pupils in Aberdeen say they don't feel pressure from their peers to drink. Why do you think teenagers are drinking less than they did in the past?
There's places for teenagers to go now more than there used to be, so they don't end up in the parks drinking.
I know personally, for myself, that video games, PlayStations, Xbox, PC has taken over a massive lead. People would rather spend their money on games or other technological stuff than alcohol, really.
I think they're more social media based rather than like drinking. It's more like Snapchat driven or whatever. Like it's just, I don't think it's that surprising. Like hearing my older siblings' stories from school compared to mine, it's like a big dramatic difference in like what they got up to compared to like what I got up to.
The Scottish Government says it's committed to addressing teenage drinking through its minimum unit pricing policy. But experts say more can still be done.
30% of 15-year-olds have been drunk at least twice in their life, and that is exposing them to increased risk of injury, of violence, of suicide. So we shouldn't be taking lightly any young people drinking. We also know that brain development is going on into the early 20s, and drinking through the teenage years can affect cognitive function both temporarily but also potentially permanently.
The decline is the second largest among girls and fourth largest for boys out of the 36 European countries in the study. But it also warns that across the continent, alcohol consumption remains dangerously high. Sharon Donaldson, STV News.